Hi, my name is John. I have a bit of a confession to make. I'm slowly being nickeled and dimed to death over here. YouTube gurus tell you to get to know your audience and be authentic, so here's my authentic. I used to have two jobs. The first job is the regular job that I have now, and it was secure and everything was great until recently. My second job was a little bit of an infinite money glitch. I would buy and resell things on eBay for boatloads of money every day. I was the atypical reseller where I would have boatloads of money coming in, and to live extravagantly, I would have boatloads of money going out. About a year ago, I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. It was really, really stressful. It's definitely a job where you get out what you put in. So I decided slow things down, spend more time with the family, be a regular person, and I decided to stop selling on eBay after 20 some odd years. Things were going well. My regular job pays well, and we survived. I was never one that ever had to really do a budget per se. It was just infinity money was coming in. So when I decided that I didn't want to sell anymore, I had to start living on a budget like the overwhelming majority of grown-ups do. And it was fine up until recently, where I'm just being nickeled and dimed to death. Every time I turn around, something is breaking, and things are not cheap to fix these days. The other day, 4 days ago, my admittedly old truck broke down and left me stranded on the side of the road. $60 to fix and a day. Go to grab the door handle of the house, the door handle broke. It's just little knick-knacky things. And whereas before you'd throw money at a problem, these things don't fit into my budget. So when I went to go grab my trusty DeWalt circular saw the other day to make a little something for the chicks, and my trusty circular saw you could hear it, it doesn't really work right. There's that stutter. So, alas, something else broke. Why did I start off with money and not inconvenience? Good question. This saw these days goes for about $225. Normally when I buy things, I always buy the expensive one. Buy once, cry once, get the good stuff, if you will. Try to stave off the it's more expensive to buy cheap things over and over again. You just buy the expensive thing once. And it seems like 4 years is all we get out of things. I bought all this crap when we bought the house. We're coming up on 5 years. All this stuff just lasts about 4 years, and then it's broken. So I said, okay, well, your first step, it's a power tool. It's got gigawattery and doodadderies on the inside. Let me send it back to DeWalt to have it fixed. This saw goes for about $225 new, and it cost exactly half to get it fixed. Well, what good is that? All right, take the labor out. Let me just buy a switch, because that's probably where it is. The overwhelming majority of time, where the man meets the machine is where we have issues. It's probably in the switch. How much is a switch? Exactly half of a new machine. But we have a hack, I hope. It seems like you can get a new switch on these for about $25 on eBay. So let's do an autopsy on this thing, whether it was or is the switch that's failing on this, and try to save ourselves some money. All right, so we're down here on the healing bench. Can't even play outside because apparently there's some weather rolling through. Well, the people in the south got it worse than we did, so grateful that our, I guess, lights are still on. I've never taken one of these things apart, but it just seems to be screws, and it was probably made by some child's hands in some Chinese factory, so how hard could it be? The contacts in here are all pretty good. Huh. Maybe I'll clean these contacts off. Get a little piece of sandpaper and clean those off. It's not really focusing, but there's some contact pads here on the end of these copper bars, so I'm just going to clean these off, see if that helps any. Scuff them up a little. And I'll do the same thing on the inside of the receiving side here. on the opposite side of the switch. Just scuff them up a little bit. And then get some 91%. Get some of the good stuff on a Q-tip here. Just clean things off. 91% is the best alcohol. I mean, Maker's Mark is the best alcohol. That ship has sailed, for me at least. But the best for cleaning stuff is 91%. Okay. All right, let's get this back in here. Be important if you put it in correctly. No, I had it right. All right. Let's see if this did anything. Here goes nothing. Okay. We've got a problem. I put the switch in backwards. It seems to be running better, though. That's super dangerous and sketch. All right. All right, so I put the switch in backwards. Hey, listen. It's my first time ever doing it. That's hysterical. All right, let me take it all apart again. See if I can't figure it out. I might actually have to go back to the footage and see how that switch came apart. It did seem like it was running better, though. All right, I didn't have to go back and check the footage. I had to slow down and look at it. I think I got it right now. If not, like I said, I'll go back to the footage, check out the way it came out. Double do this one because the bit's too small. One screw is just too small. That's good. Don't strip it. All right, let's try it. It's not running, so we're already in good shape. Sweet. Awesome. I'm pretty sure we went from $225 for a new one to $110 for a new switch and motor to $25 for a new switch to $0. Now, while I had never done this before, always keep in the back of your mind, all this stuff was produced in China by probably slave child hands. And if they're not slaves, they're violating child labor laws. You can do it. And almost always the switch is the problem. Luckily, this was a lot more mechanical. There wasn't a lot of like boards and things involved. Then you're kind of out of your depth. But it's just screws and metal, just buried in a cheap plastic housing. I think also one of the other benefits of this one is that I know I didn't drop it. I didn't break it. It just stopped working. So, it kind of takes away damage and parts, like something actually breaking. If I had to do this all over again, I'd probably have a little dielectric grease around. I don't have any. I haven't looked at my ham radio box. I don't know where it went. I probably dried out or I got rid of it. I don't know. But I would have some dielectric grease on hand and kind of grease things up because everything works better with lube. But otherwise, nice rainy day repair. That's it. Take it apart, clean the contacts, back in the fight. I do have to give a shout out to the Den of Tools Facebook group. I posted that same short that I posted on YouTube. I got no responses on YouTube, but the Den of Tools group on Facebook, headed up by this guy, somebody said, it's the switch, take it apart, it's the switch. Another person, a little less helpful, but probably more battlefield experience, said, just drop it again. It'll probably fix itself. Probably would have if I dropped it in the first place. That wasn't the case. Awesome. I love it when a plan comes together. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Goodbye. And I posted this on my... That's not helping anything.